Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I am Mike, and this is a completely and utterly, totally spoiler-free review of the movie Longlegs, starring Nicolas Cage, that just came out. A serial killer movie starring Micah Monroe as well. And there will be no spoilers in this. If I spoil this movie for you whatsoever, I will personally come over your house and slowly tickle your butt with a feather. It will not happen. I mean, I'll do that anyway, but that's between you and me. Here's the thing, and we will do a spoiler stream probably Monday night, like we just did for Maxine. That was super fun. So we'll probably do a whole spoiler stream for this one to really get it all out and talk about the movie together live. So make sure you have your notifications clicked and the stupid little bell that everybody talks about on this piece of crap platform that we're on. Oh, quick, before we get started, Jay and I are live tonight. We're not going to talk about Longlegs because we don't want it spoiled for anybody, but we are live tonight, 8:15 p.m. Eastern, in the same room. We're going to unbox some stuff. We're going to have Jay try a new beer. Longlegs! If you're watching this right now, you've probably heard that I am the literal last person on earth that does movies for a living to have seen this. And you've probably heard how amazing it is and how everybody absolutely loves it. And it's the best, most scariest, frightening film that you've ever seen in your whole life. And it's going to change your whole life. You're literally going to go home and burn your movie collection because they could never possibly be great as this movie was. Expectations poop on everything. And yeah, I mean, that is not the case for this movie as far as what you're hearing. Like, it's not, in my opinion, nearly as life-changing as people are saying. But that doesn't mean it's not a good movie. It is a good movie, and I did enjoy it. But going into it with all the expectations and the hype, and I knew it would be this way, I really did. But I had a really fun time. I took my 13-year-old, she goes and sees all these movies with me, don't judge, kiss my ass. And we went to the Kentucky Theater for the first time, which is it's a big old Victorian type of theater, and it's just, I saw The Exorcist when it was on the big screen there. I saw Blair Witch for the first time there. It's an excellent place to watch a scary movie. And that's what Longlegs has been promised to us to be, an actual scary movie, of which there's far fewer in the cinema universe than you would think there is. We all love horror, but there's not a lot of movies that truly frighten you. And this promised to be one of those. Look, it's not gonna make that list for sure. It does have scary moments in it. It can be scary. It's just gonna depend on the viewer for sure. But it is not one of the most frightening films of all time. I'll say that if you know what you're going into. Those who walk in completely blind will be blindsided likely by the movie's attack of your senses. The jarring audio ups and downs that they do, the jarring camera movements and certain things that they do. The movie intends to fuck you up, and I do love that about this movie. It has intentions of being scary as fuck, and it assaults your senses when it can. People who are blindsided by that and Nick Cage's performance really can't understand how some people will watch this on a whim and just be completely fucked up and taken aback by it. I think we've been thinking about it a little bit too long for sure, but that doesn't mean it's not great. That doesn't mean it's not a good movie by any means. I just feel like it's one of those movies that if you were flipping through the channel at midnight and you just came across randomly, it would really fuck your world up. And I think The Black Coat's Daughter, which is another Osgood Perkins movie, he's the son of Anthony Perkins from Psycho that directed this, and he's done a couple other movies that were good. I like his work so far. I think he's a really exciting director, right up there with some of these new horror directors and I love that we have them as our people. We're like, when we want to do something original, it's like, this is you. Like Jordan Peele did Barbarian, Parker Finn with Smile. Like, I love that this is happening, and Osgood Perkins definitely deserves to be on that list. A lot of people saw The Black Coat's Daughter and thought, oh, it's too much of a slow burn, and I totally get that. That movie fucked me up a little bit. It was a random watch for me, just in the way I was talking about this one, and it got me. So I love what Osgood Perkins is doing, and I think it's great. Nicolas Cage's performance, everyone's going to be wondering about that. He absolutely, look, I'll say this, and this is not what you think it is. My daughter and I laughed a lot during this movie, and that's not a bad thing. Like, some people will watch this, it will make them laugh, and they'll go, oh, it's a joke, this is a terrible performance. I think that you'll see people that say that. We did laugh at the movie, okay? Like, some of the shit he does and says is so fucking wild. And I will not say any of it here, but I can't wait to talk about it in the spoilers because there's so many quotable things that happen, and the voices he does and stuff. It's just great. It's amazing. It's great. It is frightening. Like, his look is frightening. The way that, obviously they oversold a little bit with the Micah Monroe heartbeat thing. They marketed the fuck out of this movie. Just bravo, Neon and everybody involved. They marketed the shit out of this for sure. But His look is frightening. His look is really well done. It's fun. It's fucking. But the way they slowly unveil Nicolas Cage to you is really, really good. And at first, when you're not exactly sure what to expect, it is assaulting for sure. And for me, I think it was great. I honestly think he deserves an Oscar for his performance in this, without a fucking doubt. If the Academy will ever get their head out of their croissant-filled assholes and start looking at some of these horror performances, which is doing better for the box office than anything in the world right now, they would realize that performances like this absolutely deserves an Oscar, just like Mia Goth did for Pearl, in my opinion, just like Toni Collette did for Hereditary, but that's neither here nor there. He absolutely deserves an Oscar. Micah Monroe was good in the film. She was just as good as she needed to be in the film. I've seen some hyperbole for her performance as well. It's not that she's not bad in any way. It's just her performance it's a socially awkward character. So it's one of those performances in a horror movie where the character's just like super fucking weird the whole time. You know, she didn't have any crazy dialogue for the most part. It's just, she was great. But it wasn't anything like, life altering or anything like that you see. Definitely some stuff being overblown there. You know who blew my mind that I really, really enjoyed a lot? And it's nice because you can kind of see yourself a little bit in this character, because everything in the movie is so weird and dark and strange. There's almost some normalcy in Blair Underwood's character, and he's one of the detectives. He's her boss. He reminds me a lot of Idris Elba's character in Prometheus. Just brings some sort of levity to the movie and normalcy to it, and I just think he did a great job of that. There are elements of this that are like Seven, that are like Silence of the Lambs, which has been promised by a lot of the previews and things like that. They don't quite reach that status for me, just because the pacing isn't there like it is with those movies. The second act has a tiny lag in it. I just think that those two movies like that, on that upper echelon of movies, they have a suspense level to them. And obviously the action, little bits of action in there, but they have a suspense level to them that this movie doesn't have. This movie is solely focused, for the most part, on scaring you and being fucked up. It's really focused on that. So it's intense there, and I like that. Again, I appreciate it very much, but those movies have a certain entertainment value to them that Longlegs doesn't really match up to, although it is, I will say, super rewatchable. Not super rewatchable. I'm getting crazy with the cheese whiz on that one. But more rewatchable than most movies today. I think Maxine, again, is going to be a movie that I find rewatchable, and I think this one will be as well. It's going to be a great movie to watch on a stormy day, just that kind of movie, that kind of fall, Halloween. I want to watch something twisted and dark and fucked up, and, just a perfect atmosphere for that. The atmosphere in this movie is absolutely great. I mean, it is scary movie atmosphere all the goddamn way, and I appreciate the hell out of that. But people going into the theater, again, looking to be like, oh, I'm going to piss my pants and fart out loud. It's not going to happen to you that way. There's a couple scenes for sure that got me fucking, what'd you say? Like, the sound is just, the audio is great in the movie. The sound is great. The cinematography is great. Every single shot in this is with intent. I'd say every single shot in this movie is with an artful intent, and I really enjoyed that for sure. True crime fans of the occult, serial killer movie fans, people who love creepy movies are going to enjoy this movie a lot. You're going to find a lot of rewatch value in that for sure, I think. But I kind of like the story. I like what they did with it. I like the whole vibe of the movie for sure. I think that this is an absolutely successful film. I think it's an 8.5 out of 10. It will be one of my favorites of the year, and it's just a standout, super original, cool, dark, fucked up horror movie. There was one moment in one of the climaxes of the film where a character could have done something to save someone very easily and just kind of stood there, and I'm still perplexed by that. It pissed me off. I'm like, you knew why didn't you, would you just sit back and fucking what? That got me a little bit, but that's really the only complaint I have as far as that stuff goes. I still liked how it all wrapped up, and that's all I'll say about it, guys, until the spoiler stream coming up likely on Monday. I love your all's fucking faces. I hope you guys have an amazing day. What did you think of Longlegs down below? And you guys are fucking awesome. See you soon.
Hello, listener. Do you like scary movies? What's your favorite scary movie? Well, Jay and Mike like scary movies too. You should go and subscribe to their podcast. We watched a movie. Because if you don't, I'll gut you like a... Well, I think you get the idea. Enjoy yourselves while you still can.